Hello, everybody, and welcome to Midnight Monday. I'm Gavin, your director, and I am joined by these lovely people here to take place in a system that I've been teasing since I think I started this. And we are going to be, our actors and players here are going to be taking control of Paleolithic people in the Ice Age. We are going to go through the first real the first man's dealings with the things beyond the Twilight Veil. To begin this evening, we have content warnings in the chat, but just to have them verbalized here and for, I guess, YouTube, I should probably pull them up. Correct. There they go. It will involve death, violence, freezing to death, starvation, abduction, and occult rituals. If you have a problem with any of these things, we ask that you consider with yourself whether or not you want to continue. And we hope everybody that does has fun. As always, if anyone in game has any issues that come up, please call yellow or red. Yellow just means we're going to take a quick break and discuss what went down, and red means we have to stop for like a 10-minute and someone may have to leave or there's an emergency. And tonight's community cause is going to be continuing sending money to groups organizing against the anti-trans bills in Texas. And we want to thank everybody for joining us. And we are actually in the middle of character creation with our players here, and we are going to introduce them all really quickly. Start with actually, we'll start with our two guests from the Gaming Tavern. Reed?
Hi, I'm Reed. I'm with the Games Tavern. I'm one of the dungeon masters and also the producer there. So I really appreciate being invited here to try out the Midnight World.
Dragon?
All right, and I'm Phil. I'm actually also one of the dungeon masters, where I run the World of Eberron every Wednesday. Definitely excited to be here, checking out this stuff, and looking at it all day. It looks like it's pretty exciting, so I can't wait to get into it.
Orania?
Hello, I'm Marania Stars. Nice to meet you. I am a streamer on Twitch, longtime friend of the storyteller this evening. Wow, my camera decided to do the blurry thing. Fun. I have loved the Midnight World since I got introduced to it by our lovely storyteller. What was it? About a year ago now,
About a year and
roughly?
a half.
Yeah, a year and a half ago. Super excited to be here.
You played the
Always
Alpha build.
I did. It was so fun. I'm so happy
Okay.
to be here.
Okay. And we've upgraded Pixie to seasoned Midnight World Wandering Adventure. Please introduce
The
yourself.
system.
Hmm?
I like the system, and I'm really excited for this Dawn of Humanity style horror game.
I do hope you all enjoy it. But let me figure out where we're all at. I was actually equipping everybody. I've done a quick, kind of a quick and dirty equipping of everybody off of their weapons and stuff. I'm worried. I'm going to make sure that nobody is missing anything. If during that is not going to do, Kaylee. No. If during the game you look and go, I really feel that this would make sense for me to have had, we can argue it. It's not a big deal. This is about a cooperative narrative storytelling system. If it works for the story, it works for me. So, we are going to begin soon. Now, this is Reed and Dragon's first time playing the Midnight World. Very excited to have them with us. And to give everybody an update, God, I wish I had like a meter to show you how much work is being done, but I took a week off to do a lot of writing, and man, did we do a lot of writing. But we are we're on point to make our June 1st deadline to the editor. So stay tuned for that. But everybody, we're cavemen in the Ice Age, and our people here are various members of a tribe, almost a loose confederation of tribe. Quite a few human groups were moving through this valley area and started pooling their resources and have stayed here for 3 generations, as which is rare for a hunter-gatherer type people. But there's just so many mastodons that travel through these mountain passes during times of the year that they have just been able to feed themselves and prosper. Until recently, however. Recently, food has been getting a little bit scarce. You haven't had a good takedown of a mastodon or any other animal in quite some time, and due to that, you've really overpicked your edible food sources off of plants to the point where it's just not enough for everybody. This has caused a lot of very strange, desperate acts of hunting, which is why your group has been brought together to go hunt. The goal is typically, and desperate for food, and with gathering parties unable to provide enough for everyone, more hunting parties have been sent out in recent days to spread the search through the mountain passes for signs of mastodon. After a couple of days on the hunt, your party finds a large set of mastodon tracks moving solo through the pass. They're odd, however, and there are massive long marks cut into the ground on either side of the tracks, as if the animal is dragging something. Typically, a runner would head back home to gather more for the hunt, but with so many other hunting parties out, and the fact that this thing is so far through the pass, it's decided to try and trap the animal in a pass up ahead. You are able to, you know these mountain passes well, and you are able to navigate your way to the top of a ridge where the mastodon will be moving beneath. Something that you do is set sort of traps, so I'm going to give you kind of a moment to set up your plan of attack for when this thing comes by and how you want to drop it.
And can you describe the pass a little bit more?
Okay, so what you're sitting on is a large stone ridge. There are a couple of like kind of tall trees sitting towards, we'll call it the south, right? This is running south to north. The to your left, facing north to your left, down in the ravine is where this thing is coming up the pass. You have found your way on a ridge. It's probably 20 feet wide until you get to your right, till you go up further into the mountain. So really, there's one way down, or climbing further up, or going up and down back the pass to another area. There are many large rocks lying around. There's a lot of snow and ice, of course, because you are kind of up in the mountains.
Are there heavy rocks to drop down on it?
Absolutely, that's what I was getting at. Sorry with those. Yes, that is and yes.
Oh yeah, rocks. My charisma is all of 1, so I know how to convince people to do what I'm doing. You know what I'm supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
So,
You are the de facto leader of this hunting party, though. You're the gatherer. I'm sorry.
I'm the gatherer. I
You're
am
the
not
gatherer.
other.
Celine, Pixie. I'm sorry. It is. We got to get names. I forgot that. We don't have everybody's names. We have
Bag.
Tressa. Ag is
Bag.
Thag.
Thag.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's right. Thag is Reed. Pixie, what was your name? You're muted.
The placeholder name was Jade, but that's like an actual name. So if everybody's doing like made up ones, I'm gonna like circle back to me on that.
Okay. What about you, Dragon?
Ong.
Ong. Okay.
Ong. Ong.
Okay, I have Jast instead. Jast is not a real name. There we go.
Okay.
I'll
Cool.
change it from the last tragedy to the new one.
So we have Trassa, we have Bag, we have Ong, and we have, what was it?
Jast. I have Jast.
Jost. Okay. Okay, cool. So Jast, you definitely do know, you are definitely the you're technically the leader of this little band, as you are the one that normally goes hunting. You're also roughly a 2/3 the size of everybody else. Jast is very small for one of your kind. Oh, and really quick, that was the other thing I need to write down. I don't know why I forgot this part. I need everybody's challenge. So,
Hmm.
hold on.
Yeah. It's a-
Jast,
you
what
can
yours
play
is
with 8 health.
diminutive.
Yeah, diminutive 8 health.
And what's your trauma triggered? Was submersion?
That was
Or,
being submerged or partially submerged.
Ong, what is your challenge?
Hmm?
Ong, what is your
Oh,
challenge?
sorry. Twilight Beacon.
Okay.
Oh no.
Uh,
We get
Oh,
one every
great.
game.
You know-
We get one every game.
Twilight Beacon. I remember last game we actually defined it wrong. That was Bad Magnet. That's the one you're thinking of. Twilight Beacon just means that the beings from beyond the veil basically think you're one of them, and it's very hard to hide from them because an egregore or something that's powerful is going to just going to know you're there. They sense you.
Okay.
The Bad Magnet is when a bad thing happens. It happens to you first. What is your trigger?
Blasphemous iconography.
Cool. Thag, what is your challenge?
Ability impairment.
Is that charisma? Or wait,
Maybe.
Like,
yeah, maybe. Is it? It's okay.
I think ability impairment is actually supposed to be one of your senses, is it not?
Oh yeah, that's right. There's two different ones of those. You are correct on that. Ability impairment is a sense. What sense do we have on you?
Mel.
yeah,
Smell?
there's impaired sense and ability impairment. Which one is it?
Yeah. Impaired sense is the one that's the sense is impaired. Ability
okay.
impairment is specifically you choose one of your attributes,
Mm-hmm.
and that attribute can never be raised above a 1.
It can be mental or physical.
Charisma.
Yeah, charisma. Just socially cannot get it. Just can't. What's your trauma trigger?
My trauma trigger is the movement of predatory creatures.
That is a fun one in the Ice Age. And then
Yes.
Trasa, challenge.
Yes, my challenge is I am small.
You're diminutive.
I am, in fact,
Trauma trigger.
desecration of the dead.
Creepy.
Cool.
This is going to be a very interesting game with all the traumas that we rolled up.
Yeah, that's it.
So
Is
much trauma.
so much. Well, I
Sounds
imagine
like
being
life.
in the ice. Yeah, it is. Our game does reflect life in a lot of ways. One of the things we try to do with the distress system is to show that just because you've got some sort of mental thing messing with you, that you're being triggered, doesn't mean you just stop being able to operate. It just means it makes your day harder every time you have to deal with it. So, and that can eventually be pushed, of course, but it's sort of meant to build fun things. Anyways, we have our folks here sitting on a ridge. There's a couple of tall trees to the south, kind of behind you, where you've come out to stand over this ridge. You can hear and see to a degree, like through the pass, like the moving of this mastodon heading towards you. So you have some time to set up. What would you like to do? I'm gonna say, well, yeah, just turn over to you. Go ahead.
Hunter, what we do?
For food.
You were muted the first part of that.
Look for food.
It come down pass.
Hmm.
That's why we up here, right?
Yeah.
How we stop it?
Rocks.
Heavy?
Together.
Throw?
Yes.
Ah.
How about drop?
Is it?
Drop.
And hold my staff out and like find a rock I can try to pry to roll it off the side of the cliff for when it
Yeah.
comes by.
Trees. Were the trees like on the edge where they could be like knocked down to form a blockade?
If you were to take some axes to them, you could knock them down and use them as something. Yes.
Mm.
Well, but let's see if your character recognizes that with a quick roll. I would like you to make a.
Acumen?
We're gonna call
Intuition?
it's an intuition plus
Oh,
wit.
intuition plus wit.
Yeah, plus wit.
That's like a 2.
And then your nature is going to be increasing that wit to a D8.
Okay, so
So,
the D8 increases is 3 points.
well, you get it's every one you roll is a 5 and up is a success.
Yeah,
So
but
you
you
were
said
look-
it increases my wit by a D8. So that
No,
was
no,
a
it
3.
increases it to a D8. So you would
Oh.
roll your intuition would be a D6 into the pool,
Okay.
however many of those it is. And then normally you would add D6s for your skill too, but since you have an aptitude that is relevant, those skill dice are increased to a D8, and you add a D8 for each point into the pool. You'll roll the full pool together, and everything that is a 5 or up is a success. And you tell me how many successes you gain.
None.
That is a complicated success. You still succeed in recognizing that these trees could be used, but unfortunately, as a blockade. But instead, you look across and go bridge, and think about using them as a bridge to get over top of the other side. There is a bit of a overhang on the other side that you conceivably the tree would reach to if you knocked it down. To where you possibly could get to 2 sides on that.
I know I have axe.
You all have some you have tools and things that you would need, like, so this is the axe weapon you don't have. You do have tools that are axes meant to chop down trees and stuff. So like,
Pioneering tool type stuff.
yeah. I mean, it's
Okay.
Okay.
so if you would like to chop down this tree,
I have
you have an axe. Yep,
bone axe.
bone axe. So who is going to be chopping this tree down and following the lead of Thag here?
Because the legendary, she has 4 strength. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
4 strength and diminutive. That is a
Tiny
beefy
terror.
halfling.
Tiny
Tiny
Yeah.
terror.
Yes. So
I mean, she goes on every single hunting trip. I think she would have to
yeah,
get pretty
she
buff
would
after that.
have to.
So
We're gonna call this one a strength plus toughness, and athletics will work on this as well as. Yeah, I think athletics is the primary one here.
okay. Where would toughness be under?
Skills.
Toughness, your skills.
Okay, yeah, that would be under
It's
So
the archetype.
yeah, those are under your archetype.
Apparently,
so-
never copied that over, but
Oh, okay,
I'm looking it
gotcha.
up right now. For Roughneck.
So I'm not sure how it works in this, but would I be able to help guide? Like,
Yes, here is how it works in this.
Okay.
If you are wanting to assist, you can grab another axe and assist. Everybody is rolling their pools together, and
Okay.
then you get a number of successes that go towards accomplishing the task.
well, so instead of me like trying to use my axe to help cut the trees down, actually trying to help guide to fell the tree in a particular direction to make it more effective.
Okay, then
How
what
about
I'm
that?
going to have you roll on that one is going to be, we'll call it a acumen
Okay.
plus.
okay.
I think we'll say wit on this one too.
Okay.
I need more dice.
And then if you have nature,
Yep.
then that is going to increase your wit dice to D8s.
To a D8. Okay. Yeah, I only got 1 wit, unfortunately, but I got 3 acumen. So
Okay.
And
This
really
is
quickly,
OP already,
let's
but
one second. I forgot to mention seconds. You have seconds. You spend them like willpower. To do things. If you want to spend 1 second, and this is after you've rolled your dice. 1 second re-rolls any failed dice. 2 seconds adds a D8 to your roll. 6 seconds you will ignore all distress dice on your pool. You may only spend 6 seconds per round. So that means if you were having an attack and defense situation, you have to kind of split them up, or else you could use them all in attack and then just get knocked the hell out like on the next hit. So that's kind of how they go out. When you hit 12 seconds, you add a minute to your clock. When I say to add a minute to your clock, add a minute to your clock. If you hit 12 minutes, you will go up an hour, and you will basically level up and get two more points, and you'll start over from 0. But what was that?
The
Chest?
for the would weaponry or nature turn any of the toughness D6s into D8s, or would it not apply here?
Well, you're getting D8s because you have athletics, don't you?
I have weaponry, nature, cover, and tactics. That's the
Okay,
stuff that can-
nature works on this too.
Okay.
It's your knowledge of cutting down trees. So you get D8s on yours.
And nature only gave me a D8 just for my wit one, right?
Right.
Okay.
Nice.
There are ways to increase your aptitudes. They are rare. If you have the prodigy privilege, you when you can increase you choose like a specific aptitude that you have, and then when you use that aptitude, you also increase aptitude dice or attribute dice. And then you have there's dread manifestations later in the game that can boost you in certain ways, and then certain other things. So
Okay. Well, I had 0 successes, so
3.
3.
Because I was rolling with 7 dice and no the stress die yet.
No, not yet. Yes. So the two of you, you notice, Hung, as you get over there, that every time you try to like point out where Jast should be cutting, Jast is one step ahead of you and already cutting there. And after a few seconds, you do that thing where you like just sort of and stand back and cross your arms and nod in approval, as Jast does all of the work. Eventually, this tree does start to split a bit, and it does fall over. It falls across the way and lands with a giant crack on top of the other side of this ravine. You've created sort of a bridge.
Bridge!
The side on the other side is a little bit smaller, but there is places where you can stand, and there's at least one good big boulder over there.
Oh.
big rock.
Bigger rock. Yeah.
But you can now see the mastodon kind of head start to crest this sort of like hill in the area. So however you're gonna set up, you need to go ahead and get it done.
Hurry.
I guess. Mm,
Oh, and
I'm
you all
gonna
have
look
access
to-
to hunting javelins for this specific thing.
Okay.
You've brought like a bundle of them with you.
I'm gonna look to Jost. Who crossing?
Me.
Okay.
All right, Thag.
Okay.
She
Okay.
points in agreement to the thug.
All right, Thag.
Are there other boulders around, like on our side, that I can see?
Nothing massive, but there's some. There's quite a few big stones that you can pick up and throw down there to do damage.
Okay. I'm gonna go stand by a few of them. Just be like, I stand here. I help throw.
Good.
I throw 2.
Okay. So, as you get Thag, I'm going to need you to roll a. This is going to be a coordination plus. We're going to call it your metal. As this tree's not super thick. You're balancing across it over this ravine that if you fall might kill you. So, actually, we're going to call it coordination composure. Actually, coordination composure. If you have athletics, it works.
So for every skill, I get to roll a d8.
If you have athletics, yes.
I do have athletics.
Then there you go.
And for you said it was
The
coordination?
attribute coordination, you roll
I
a
get to roll
d6 for each
d6.
one. Yes.
Okay. So 3d6 and what was it? Coordination and what now?
Coordination and composure.
Composure. So it's 2d8, 3d6. Come on, 5s. I can't count past 3, but 5 good.
Take off your
Uh,
shoes.
Yeah, count 21. Let's see here. Let's see. I have a 5 and a 7 out of all that.
That is 2 successes. That is a standard success. Anything from a 1 to a 3 is a standard success on a skill check, and you do succeed in doing so. You get across, and you get about halfway across, and you look over just in time to see like this thing's head starting to crest the hill, and something very strange about its tusks. You can't quite see from here, but as it gets closer, you'll be able to. And you jump over to the other side and head over to where the boulder is, and you've set up. Is anyone else going across before I start the next one?
You make
2 and 2. Jastra, go.
All right. Jast goes across as well. I need you to make the same roll. That's a coordination composure. You do not have athletics, though, so...
Nope. Coordination. Composure. Coordination is 3. That's a total of 5 dice. Might make it though.
Yeah, you might be all right.
The dice did not. That's a complicated success.
Okay, so as you're getting, you see the mastodon kind of coming, and you decide like last second to run across to help Thag. You get about halfway across the log, and you look over, and you see the strangest thing you've ever seen with a mastodon. As it comes into view, you see that this is the largest mastodon that you have ever seen in your life. Its massive tusks are coated with ice, and huge icicles are dragging are on either side, are dragging along the ground as it moves. It seems to be struggling under the weight of them, but it's taken no notice of you. Just for a moment, and as you kind of look, you take a misstep and start to slip, catching yourself at a minute. You had a little brush with death there, and you hop your way back across and try to shake it off, but that is what this thing looks like as it is pulling up. The big head is kind of like rearing back and forth as like icicles are catching on it, catching on stuff, and it's like having to move its tusks like to the side to side. It almost looks like, what caused this? You're not quite sure. You've never seen anything like it though. You've also this mastodon is probably half again bigger than anything you've seen before too. So we're gonna roll initiative. Initiative for everybody is intuition plus vigilance. If you have a weapon skill, weaponry hand to hand, or weaponry hand to hand, you may roll a d8 with the initiative. If you have tactics, you may grant, even to yourself, an increase for initiative dice to someone. That is a benefit of the tactics aptitude that is kind of new.
How does the bonus work? Like, at what stage and what would the bonus be from having tactics?
If you have tactics, what it gives you is you can roll stuff to see how like an attack was made or how to make an attack or and things of that nature. But in combat during the initiative round, you may use your tactics to grant yourself or someone else an increase in skill dice to D8. Like so, I know that anybody who has weaponry or hand to hand is going to be able to roll d8s on their initiative for their skills, but the ones with tactics can grant that to someone else.
That's for the vigilance score.
Yeah, for the vigilance score would increase to d8s.
Okay. Who has generally low dice on this? Who do I know in the pack who are not good at hunting?
That'd be the two god speakers, Trasa and
Okay. Evens is Trasa, and then odds is Ung. I wrote odds Ung.
Okay.
So you get a row of d8s for your vigilance score.
Okay, I thought that's what it was already.
Do you have hand to hand or do you have weaponry?
No. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
The typo on the character sheet, you had to listen to what was said instead of what it.
Oh yeah,
what it
yeah.
was written.
Sorry, yeah. That is not
Okay.
that way. That was an incorrect thing.
Okay.
I don't know why we added the D anything there. It was pointless.
Okay. So instead of D6s, I get D8s.
Yeah. So you still get you get D8s instead of D6s.
Then I still roll all d6s.
That's a lumbering ass mastodon. Let me tell you right now.
That one's just us.
Big.
Did anyone get 4 or more?
No.
So I'm supposed to roll my initiative, right? And it's
Yes.
the sum of all of those dice.
The sum of all the successes, and
have a- the
uh,
sum of the successes. So it'd be like 2
If it-
successes would
yeah,
be 2.
2 successes would be 2. Yes.
Okay, so I have a 2. All right.
Yeah. And remember, Jast, you have a distress die because you just added a minute. You always start at 1 minute. You've just gotten your second because of you almost falling off the log. So anytime, once you've gained distress die, you always roll them with every roll.
Yeah, 2 minutes I'll be... Okay, so I would have to adjust, I would have.
Yeah, you do. All right. Anyone get a 3? You can get a 2.
2.
2. Okay. so we
1, 2, more than 2.
got- anyone get a 1?
One.
If I was allowed to spend seconds to reroll dice for the initiative roll, then yes.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, yeah, I had spent 4 to reroll my D8s. So it is up to.
Up to a 2.
Yeah, so up to 5 seconds in it. No,
You're a
it was
2.
a 0. I had a 0, and I didn't want another complicated success in a
Just-
row. So
yeah, I get that, but I'm saying, you get a 1 or a 2?
it's 1 right now. It's 1 right now.
Oh, initiative does not grant a complicated success.
Oh, okay, it doesn't.
You're just starting at initiative 0.
Right. Okay.
The only thing that happens during initiative is a catastrophic failure. If you get a below 0, you will have to start over. But that's not. Yeah.
Okay, in that case, I'll just ignore that, and we'll just take what I wrote initially,
Okay. So
which was a 0.
So Jas got a 1.
That was a 0 initially.
0.
Yeah, I got one.
Got a 1.
Yep.
What'd you get, Tressa?
4.
Oh, you got a 4. Okay.
4
Well,
successes.
Oh.
You said
okay.
4
4 or more,
uh,
I thought.
I
It
thought you
doesn't matter.
said
We're good.
3 or less.
We've got it now.
Yeah, I
So
figured it
you're
out.
all going to get a chance to do something before this mastodon is going to do anything. So Trassa, you were the first, and you were. Or wait, we do it in reverse order. The mastodon's going to continue to walk down the path. Jast, what is your plan for this this round? What are you going to do?
Rock.
Throw rock or at lattle?
Oh, okay.
You're actually your weapon does.
Oh
a
yeah,
lot.
the arrow is ranged.
Yeah, it is. That is a range. You're basically, it's like if you don't know what one is, it's a long stick with kind of a crook at the end, and you stick a javelin in it, and it gave your arm this kind of fulcrum thing, which increased the damage and distance a javelin could go. That's how human beings made a lot of shit go extinct.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking it's like the dart throwing thing.
Yeah, it
There's
kind
a
of a
giant
dart.
kind of deal.
Kind of,
It's
yeah,
kind of
just,
a dart.
Spear accelerator.
Yeah,
really
it's-
cool weaponry.
it's
actually.
really cool. Like it adds weight and heft and like fulcrum to your throw, so it adds distance and speed and everything. So,
So you know the thing that you play with dogs with the tennis ball?
yes, it's
Kind of like
basically
that.
yeah,
That's the first spear.
That is
Yeah.
exactly it.
with a spear. Yes.
My dog didn't get that toy, but it's cool to know that's designed off of ancient weaponry.
That is exactly what it is, though. Just designed to throw a spear.
Power
instead of a ball.
of lever.
Lever. Okay.
Yes,
I'm gonna
anyway.
gonna do that then.
So,
if that's productive.
Okay, so that is going to be a coordination plus composure, and you get d8s, and you. Oh, I forgot to ask everybody to choose a specialty. My bad, everybody. Everybody gets a specialty. You can choose one specialty in one of your aptitudes. And I just realized that if you had chosen Atlatl, that would matter right now. So, if anyone has,
Okay, so weaponry at Lado, like I could do that, or
yeah, there you go. Every 8 that you roll counts as 2 successes. So hold on to
it
that
already
number. when
already
you're done.
does that by default.
No, it doesn't.
It-
If you, no.
That was
wh-
precise.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, you have that's precise. Or prodigy? No, that's precise. The weapon itself does that by default, meaning that's 3 successes for you every time you roll one. And
Okay.
Yeah, it increases it. I thought you meant as a general rule. I was like, hold
No,
on.
no,
I'm with
I
you.
was reading the instructions.
What is your action? The way I do this, I go in reverse order of initiative. You tell me what your action is. I tell you what the roll. You hold on the number, and then we narrative out the combat round. Once you get
okay.
used to it, it picks up pretty quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna. You said I've got access to one of the slingshot thingies too.
Well, big rock throw down. Yeah,
Big rock throw down. Yeah, I throw rock.
that's going to be a strength plus a endurance to lift heavy rock.
Oh, okay.
Athletics. If you have athletics, it will work with this.
Nope, but I can speak Neanderthal. Does that help?
Not currently. No,
Okay.
not.
What if I grunt in Neanderthal? Just,
Well, it may think that Neanderthals are killing it instead. Thag, what is your goal for this round?
Thag use pioneered tool and lever big rock onto
Okay.
Matadon.
So I want you to make a strength plus toughness check on this one. Athletics is most definitely your aptitude.
Strength and toughness. Okay.
Yeah, and
Make that roll
then
now or during the.
you go ahead. You can go ahead and make the roll and just hold on to the number or whatever. And then when we get, I'm gonna go back down after we get through Trassa. Trassa's action will happen, and we'll go in reverse order. What this does in initiative sense is it allows for people higher in the initiative to do things that might actually negate someone lower because they're reacting to them faster. But the whole thing is happening in the same 10-second block of time.
Yep.
Raw.
So, Trassa, what is your action?
I am going to grab the biggest rock that I think that I can lift, and I'm gonna throw it at the mastodon as soon as I think it's at the point where it can't like.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Strength plus toughness.
where leader go?
Hit here. Okay, and so those are D6s, correct?
Yes. You are not gonna have athletics.
Discord
don't
just
have-
crashed on me. I apologize for it messing up the order.
Oh.
Discord
All
just glocked out on me.
Yeah, of
All
course.
good.
Leader back.
All right. Trassa, when you get your roll, let me know.
Got it.
Two. You got a 2?
Successes, yeah.
Okay. Let me roll the. Your rock is good. It's kind of lumbering, or like this thing's lumbering along at a strange sort of pace. Its head's like lolling about, and your rock actually comes directly down, like is aimed directly at its skull, lands, and is going to deal 2 entire damage to him.
Nice.
Okay. And Thag, what'd you get?
I got 4 success.
Jesus.
I can't count that high, but
I can. It's
but
okay.
my player can.
Uh-huh. That actually is going to do 6 damage.
Yeah, big rock.
So the first rock hits and the mastodon sort of like wobbles a little bit. Oh, I forgot to roll this. Yeah, 6 damage. And just as it does, and it sort of starts to you feel like it starts to react to it, the second rock slams right behind it, much bigger, hitting it right on the back, and it just lets out this massive trumpeting noise. Get 1. Unfortunately, all the maneuvering from the big rock has knocked it a little bit out of the way, and your rock sails wide. And
Don't move.
Jast.
What was the second trait? It was coordination and then something else. What was the
Composure.
sec-
Composure.
Okay, that's 2 of these then.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, nice. That came up an 8. So with the 6s, I got 1 success, but then I rolled the 8 with the
That's
the
4
lotto.
successes.
So
Yep.
that's gonna be 4 successes.
That may change. This is something we're talking about, but right now that's the rule. So,
Okay. Based on the current rule set, it is a 4
yeah.
success.
So you actually did.
It does 3
Oh,
damage.
and it's. Wait, it's not precise. It's piercing, isn't it? It's armor piercing.
Laddle?
No, that was the long spear that was penetrating.
Oh, the javelin. Yeah, penetrating. That's right.
Which
you're
8
right. It
roll
is
counts as
precise.
an additional
Eight
success.
You're right. I
Yeah.
did change that one last minute. It's the javelin that was piercing or penetrating. My bad.
Those come
So-
next.
Yeah.
Yeah,
1, 2,
I had to
3,
decide between like something that penetrating,
you
something
actually
that had wounding.
so
I picked wounding
after
for the
this
other
massive after this massive rock hits it and it sort of like moves to the side, you're at Laddle's javelin just like shoots directly down, hitting it right in the back of the neck, and you see it kind of you see it does feel that it sinks in deep too. You feel kind of proud about how hard that went in. You did 5 damage to it. And now, this time, the Mastodon is going to shake and actually is going to charge at the... it's going to swing its head towards the cliff face that Thag and Jast are actually standing on. Jast, what are you going to do?
Just?
Sorry. I was looking at pictures of Addles.
At Laddle's.
Yeah, I guess this is gonna be another Adeline. So all the same thing, I guess.
All right.
Okay.
And Ung,
Um.
you do have a pile of javelins up there with you too.
Okay. So I was looking under occult. It said something about magic. But magic doesn't actually exist, right?
Not okay. Magic is a practical thing with your people.
Okay.
So what you're dealing with is you're not casting spells.
Right.
It is if you're doing a divination. You're asking the ancestors for guidance. You're looking for a blessing from. Those are occultish matters, and that is what magic is to you.
Okay. So then, can I pull out a set of drums and start playing that to try to inspire the hunt?
Actually, yeah, I'm kind of fine with that. If you want to do a bit of a, say we'll call it a calling of the ancestors to aid you in your hunt, and
'Cause I'm no good throw.
yeah,
Say-
but what you're trying to, you're bringing the ancestors' eyes to what is about to be a great deed. You feel success.
Yes.
So I want you to roll a. We're gonna call it a coordination plus. It's a wit. Yeah, coordination plus wit,
Okay.
and then your occult is going to increase those dice. Yes.
Okay, so then 3d8 then. Okay.
All right, and then Thag, what are you doing?
I throw javelin.
Yeah. All right. So that is a strength plus composure.
Strength plus composure.
Mhm.
Okay.
And
here we go.
Tressa, what are you doing?
I'm gonna throw one of the javelins that I have. Right? You said that we had access to javelins for this one.
That is a strength plus composure.
Okay.
You were outfitted like a hunting group, so you were given like the things you would need to hunt.
And
So,
what
yeah,
counts as a success again?
5 up. Everything that is a 5 or more.
Okay.
I have 2 success.
Okay. Well, we'll start
I
with
can
Tressa.
count to 2. Ooh.
Got one.
You got 1 success.
Yeah.
Yeah! 1 success. Good.
I mean, actually, it kind of is because you got a 0 on that, so it does 2 more damage to the old Mastodon here.
Yeah.
You feel like you don't really know what you're doing that well, but you do throw and you see it stick into the side of the thing, and you feel a sense of elation. As Thag, you got a 2
2
on
success.
yours. As Thags, flies down, and the Mastodon twists last second, and somehow its movement in response to the first one hitting it jolted to the side, and yours kind of goes wide and bounces off of the ground. Next to it, What'd you get?
1.
1. So you are hearing like the beginnings of a kind of a ritual song in which you recognize the beat and the tempo as something that's meant to call upon the attention of your ancestors. You all feel bolstered. So I'm going, but you got a 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you give a additional D8 to one person's roll next round.
Okay.
Okay. You may choose to do this at the end, like after they've rolled, and before the contested roll is known. So.
Okay.
Jasp. Okay, chat has granted you an auto success on your next thing.
Thank you,
Jasp.
chat.
What's chat?
Thank you, chat.
Jasp.
Kind of God. Gas
Ancestors?
got
You
2.
Jasp got a 2?
If you're tracking the stress die for this
Uh,
game?
I mean, you are.
No, I mean like the rolls of the stress, like how with the previous session, if we rolled a 1 on the stress die and took a point off because of that, you wanted to like. track.
No. I needed to know that for a specific thing's power.
Okay,
last
I was
game.
checking if we had anything
not
like
on
that in this version
Nope,
too.
not on this one.
Okay.
Though you got 2, it got 1. You do hit. So it is going to. It does have armor though. So
Yeah.
you do. Yeah, it sticks to kind of its back a little bit, like right next to the spine, but it doesn't go as deep as your first one. And you feel kind of a sense of letdown. But not for long though, as the mastodon slams the massive icy tusks into the side of the cliff where you're at. And both of you who are standing on the opposite side need to make we're going to call it coordination plus your reaction. If you have athletics, it will work on this. If you have covert, it'll work on this.
Just to make sure, which side are we talking about? The side with the big
The
rock?
side,
or
the side with
the
the big
opposite?
rock. Yeah, it went to
Okay.
it went to its left side, which was across the ravine where
We went.
Thag and yeah.
So that's
So if we crossed, we're making the coordination reaction save.
Yeah, if you crossed, both of you are making coordination reaction.
okay. So, and then that is coordination and covert. You said.
Covert would also work here, but because it's kind of your sneaky acrobatics type stuff too.
Uh-huh.
But athletics is your primary, is the aptitude, which you do.
Okay,
have.
wait, so covert would work here?
Covert, I'm okay with working here. Yes.
Okay. Then instead of having 1d6, we go 1d8 for that one.
There you go.
And then Doom. I'll just die.
Oh.
Oh, I only got 1 success, but my dice look pretty.
No success.
All right.
my God.
I'm a die.
So both of you, the rocks below you have started to crumble, and both of your feet give way as you slide down the edge. Jas, you are able to kind of catch onto a root and slow fall a bit. You're going to go down, but you're able to control it just well enough to kind of land at the bottom and not have to worry too much. You're on your feet. You haven't lost anything. However, you two make it below Thag, just not as gracefully. You kind of bounce off a few rocks. You're going to take 2 damage, and you're going to add a minute for the panic that you feel from falling down this ravine.
Thank you. Much needed. I fail.
Now that the mastodon is standing over the two of you, it is going to attempt to run down basically run you down. It's going to try to trample you. You see it heading in your direction. Jast, what are you doing?
This is definitely, if we're in range, it's gonna be like a bone axe kind of deal.
A what?
The bone axe. The bone, the axe that's made of bone.
Okay.
The bone. So like when it lets me, I'm gonna try to sideswipe it with the axe.
Well, you go before it.
Oh, okay.
It goes. I'm telling you what it's doing. You may react to it, but you in order, you're gonna go before it here. So, but if you want to wait for it and hit it and try to dodge, that's fine. If that's what you're trying to get at.
Oh, okay. So I can just like try to go behind it and slash it without having to dodge first.
No, you're not getting by the thing without getting it attacked. Like that's not a possibility. Like you're
Okay,
gonna
so
have to.
I have to engage.
Yeah, I mean it's too wide for you to get around without you basically, being at the mercy of its massive tusks.
God,
So
Gotta go through it.
you also know how
Agonizers.
dangerous this is where you're at right now. So, what is your goal here, Justin?
Wait, can we make it back up the rocks?
Not from where you're at now. I mean, you fell probably 20 feet. Sliding down the edge. You could probably climb, but that mastodon is tall enough to hit you a good ways up that thing.
I'm not that tall, so this is
No,
yeah.
you're not reaching up there that fast.
Okay, in that case we have to fight. This is just gonna be an attack. Like, is its neck? I know it's covered in ice. Is there any spots on its neck that are exposed?
So the way. No, I mean it's covered in hide. You know that they have thick hide. You also know that the bone axe is probably not going to get through it at all. That's why you have javelins and atlatls, is to pierce and try to get good damage on it.
Okay. So with that hunting experience that my character would have, but I would not. I
Yes.
guess it's just gonna be at close range. I think it's just a regular javelin and not the use of the atl. Or how close is it?
Yeah, I mean we're gonna call it like maybe 10 yards. It's definitely well within range of it reaching you quickly, but
But there's room to do like the range weapon with just the regular atl
Yeah.
throw.
Well,
Okay.
Don't overthink the combat. Like this isn't D&D. It doesn't matter. Like
Okay.
don't worry about all that. Just
I
tell
just
me what
don't
you
want to
want
make her OP with her
Well,
force strength and everything.
Tell me what you want to do, and I will say yes or no. If you want to hit it for damage, then we'll do that. So go ahead.
Okay. Javelin. Atl to the neck. Atl to the neck.
Trying to atlatl at the neck. So roll your. This one is going to be a coordination plus composure roll. And what are you doing? You just saw the two of them fall.
So, were we outfitted with rope for this expedition as well?
You don't know what rope is.
Okay.
Oh,
You have vines and things like that, but you've not actually gotten to the point where you can make fibrous
Okay.
rope.
Is there vines that I might be able to try to extend down to them?
Well, something you do notice is that the tree that was across has fallen down, and it is now sticking down with the head behind the mastodon. So they could climb back up that tree, conceivably, to get back up to you. They just have to get through the mastodon. But you don't have any kind of reaching ability
Okay.
to get down there to them.
Okay. I play drum more.
Okay, I want you to continue to do that. And I would like you are now beseeching the ancestors to possibly watch a very glorious death.
Yes.
And to be ready to receive. Thag, on the ground, bumped and bruised, a little freaked out. What are you doing?
how's my health? Did I lose any health?
You lost 2 health.
2 health. Okay, I just wanted to double check that. Okay, so I lost 2 health. Seeing my friend injured, my friend who's how messed up does this mastodon look right now?
Well, he's
I mean,
definitely
hit-
worse for wear. I mean, not only is he kind of wobbly in general because of the giant ice things, he is covered. There's javelins sticking out of him. You can see that there is a crack on top of his skull where that big rock hit him.
Mhm.
It is, and he is definitely bleeding. So,
Ooh. Okay. I am going to. I mean, how much danger does Jast look like she's in right now?
less than you. You fell a bit closer.
Oh,
Maybe
Well, in that
you're
case-
like 6
You're
yards
in
off.
danger.
so can I
In
coronal
danger.
flash right now and then try to jam my spear into it?
Chrono Flash specifically, the description on that one tells you when you can
Reflexive
do it.
capacity.
Yeah, there's
Today's your
reflexive
attackers.
cognition. Yeah.
Oh, when someone targets you. Okay, sorry
Yeah.
about that.
So,
Sorry.
and it is targeting you. So you wait until I ask you. I'm talking about dodge rolls on your end.
Mm-hmm.
That is when you'll tell me like that you want to use Chronal Flash. So you are
Okay.
in the target. If you want to use Chronal Flash, I will go ahead and make sure that those dice are downgraded when the
When
attack
the-
happens.
Yeah, but I'm gonna hold back for now. I haven't made that decision yet. So,
Understood.
all right, I'm gonna, I'm gonna hit it with a spear because
Long.
you say I'm that close, and if I fell down, I probably don't have my javelins with me.
You have the long spear. You do not have your javelins with you now.
Yeah,
You threw
okay.
the javelin you had in your hand, and the other ones were sitting there on the ridge.
Yeah, which
Love you.
is really doing me no good. So I'm gonna hit it with my long spear, doing as much damage as I can. So what do I
Okay.
roll for that there?
For this one, we're going to call it a strength plus composure. Depends on how you're doing it. If you're setting it, like waiting for the thing to charge and trying to respond with a jump and stab, it'll be reaction. If you're just trying to jump in and stab it and jump back, you're going to do composure.
Yeah, we're gonna do composure because I don't want to hang out and have this thing. Because a mastodon charging, even if I set my spear, no.
Yeah.
No. I'm not smart, but I smart enough to know that not good.
All right.
Okay, so and then I have weaponry. So does
weaponry
that,
increases that to a D8. Yes.
to one of those D6 to a D8.
Yeah. Well, the one that you have for composure turns into every point you get in composure, that many D8 go to your pool instead of D6.
Oh.
So it
Okay.
basically there are two pools. There's an attribute pool and there's
Yeah,
a
which
skill
is-
pool.
And I thought the
Yes.
attribute pool were D8s.
No, the attributes are all D6s.
D6s. Okay.
Always, unless
And then
the
composure.
and then skills. Yeah, composure is a skill. Skills are D6s unless modified by an aptitude. Then they
Ah.
are D8s.
Okay. So now I
so-
understand what I'm doing.
The idea and the thought behind this is, you could have like a 6 dexterity and then somehow be able to play a masterpiece piano thing because it's weighed the same as a skill. We want to be able to weigh skills and things you're good in a way that makes it the training really shine.
Okay,
So-
that makes sense now. One success.
The drums that I did last turn, you said I could grant somebody a bonus this
Yeah.
round.
Whenever you want to, before I make dodge rolls, you can choose to add it to that roll. So if you want to wait to hear everybody's,
Yeah, so I'm gonna add it to Thag.
Thag needs it.
Yep.
Egg has one success.
And remember, okay, and then Trasa.
What's that bonus? give me?
1 sec. And you have a
Um,
distress die, by the way, Thag. You got to roll 1d4 with that. If you roll a 1, you take a success away.
I rolled 3.
You're good.
Okay. I'm gonna try chucking another spear.
Okay, javelin throw. That one's gonna be a strength plus composure.
Hey, 2 successes.
Okay, so 2 successes, and I'm gonna roll this thing. Oh God. Okay.
Oh,
No, you hit it.
fine.
Yeah.
No, you hit it. You deal 4 damage to him.
Nice.
Oh man! So as this thing's as you're facing off with it, Thag, you're about to do your stab. This javelin comes right down and hits the mastodon in the right eye. Just sinks in there. You jump in with your spear. What'd you get?
I got 1 success.
And he added
Unless-
one to you.
So 2 successes. Yeah, 2.
And that's actually all you needed. Because after he charges forward like he's gonna hit you, and he's charging forward. You jump in, and you take the initiative and reach up and actually get him in the other eye, cutting it really cutting it deep, and he just sort of falls over and dies, or is writhing on the ground, like a animal that can no longer do its thing.
Stab again.
Yes, the drums help.
Is the 2 I rolled enough to put it down properly?
Well, that's what you'll do first. That's part of the process of taking an animal is you make sure to finish it off, and there is usually a bit of ritual incantation of some sort. You recite stuff, you speak to the ancestors, that sort of dig, and then you begin to the next process is you begin to butcher the meat. You want to butcher the meat and hide it somewhere so that you can get back to or as much you take. You can't take all of them. There's 4 of you. You can't take all the mastodon meat. You take enough back to the village, some to eat on the way back. You get back to the village. You're gonna gather members of the village and go back to where you hid the mastodon meat and bring the whole kill back. Typically, you would have had more people here but things didn't go that way.
We eat good.
Yeah.
Real good. Make house
Yeah.
from mastodon fur.
Many days.
Can I as it's being butchered the first time, can I like look over the tusks and see if I can like I don't know, determine what could have caused this?
Absolutely. I would like you to make we're gonna call it an intuition plus wit, which is I don't think is it medicine? I think. Yeah, or nature. Nature, medicine will both work here because you're investigating yeah.
That is 2 successes. Dice love me tonight.
Yeah, so as it is breathing in and out, you get close and you notice that the air that is coming out of its lungs is not warm. As the air expels out of its lungs and it hits you, it feels like you're not even wearing your hide. It chills you almost to the bone, and you can see that as it breathes out, it's building up more frost on its massive tusks here.
Wait, it's still breathing?
Yeah,
Well,
it is still
yeah,
breathing.
This is
This is before the
as we're
butchering.
butchered. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is the first thing you're doing. All right, so that is what
As
Trasa is
the-
doing. So I would like you to what is Jas doing? And
Wait, I'm not doing the butchering.
you're gonna start the butchering process. Yeah, that's fine. I would like you to make a. We're gonna call this a coordination plus wit.
Ooh, I didn't realize she had. Wait, that's not the right character sheet. Never mind. I was looking at the default
That'll
one.
get you.
There we go. Well, the coordination is still 3 and stuff, but and
Yeah.
wit we have one is that makes more sense.
Nature is how you can butcher
Nature.
this. Is the skill, so it
Okay,
will increase
so
it.
at least get a D8. And
What are you
then-
doing, Thag?
Stand
Nice.
watch with spear.
Okay, and then what are you doing,
So I'm not quite sure what covert does, but will that allow me to kind of find a good hiding place for all the stuff we're butchering?
When you're ready to do that, yes. But currently,
Yes.
we're in the beginning of the
Okay.
butchery process.
Okay, so knowing then that its breath is freezing cold, can I check some of the meat as it's getting butchered to see if that's still like the proper temperature of body meat?
Absolutely. I would like you to make a
Body meat.
Body meat.
Yeah. We're gonna call this a acumen plus wit
Okay.
with nature, which you have.
Yep.
Thag, I want you to make a. We're gonna call it an intuition plus. Vigilance roll for your kind of standing watch here to see what you can see.
Okay.
And that is tactics would work here.
Nope. No
and,
tactics.
Yeah, I don't think you have any of that stuff.
Yep. I'm a fails across the board. No
Okay.
successes.
No successes. Well, you kind of. I mean, you fall asleep, kind of standing up. Unfortunately, nothing kills you all while it happens. So that's the complication there. Is you just got a nap.
Oh,
So what'd you get?
I got
Jazz?
2. Oh, sorry.
Jazz, really quick.
3.
Okay, so Jazz, you actually like start to butchering and opening this animal up and getting there, and you're also getting other people to help you. This is a massive animal. Everybody's gonna have to pitch in a little bit, but yeah, the meat's warm. The meat is just like it would be, very warm. As you're butchering through, though, you find it takes quite a few hours to do this. This is going to be an all-day process, and the four of you get through it relatively. It takes a while, but you do so admirably. And you get to the point where you start, where you get to some of the organs, and you notice that the liver is frozen solid. And as you go deeper into the animal, and you finally get towards the rib cage opening up and pulling off the meat from there, you see the heart and lungs are both still moving and trying to operate. When though you can feel the cold coming off of them. Everybody at a minute.
That is wrong.
Uh, not not normal.
Not normal.
Not
normal.
normal at all.
Signs and portents.
Hmm.
Creepy.
Can I'm going actually as part of what I volunteer to bring back, I want to volunteer to bring back those specific organs so I can try and burn them in front of the our ancestors' skulls and see if they give us anything back. Like, hey, what does this mean?
Uh, so when you reach in to grab the, well, we'll call it, which one are you grabbing? The heart?
Yeah, let's do the heart.
Okay. So you reach in to grab the heart, you touch, and as soon as you touch the skin of this thing, right through your leather wrapped gloves, you feel your fingers begin to frostbite. Take 1 damage. And
Ah!
you pop your hands back quickly. The meat around it, though, is considerably warmer. And it's a strange kind of like the closer you get to the heart and center of this thing and the lungs, it's colder. It's colder in there.
Can I?
May not be able to take these back.
Dab.
Can I cast my bones to try to get an idea, maybe, or some sort of something?
You absolutely can make a bone casting here. Ask some questions. I would like you to make a. This is going to be an intuition plus manipulation. You are literally trying to manipulate answers out of dead ancestors with the occult addition to there.
Okay. Awesome. Ooh, nice. That 3.
3. Okay.
Wow.
You had an auto success from earlier. If you want to get a phenomenal,
Yes.
there you go. That is 4 successes. That's a phenomenal success. On skill checks, if you get 4 or more successes, it's a phenomenal success. Really good things happen. You pull your bones out and start to toss them down. And when you look, you immediately see lying in front of you are your father's index finger bone and your grandfather's index finger bone are lying underneath the bone of a uh, Neanderthal finger. So as you've cast these, you see that you're connecting immediately with that. And after a few moments of speaking and conveying and trying to get the answers that you get, you recall back to the time where you met something very strange a long time ago that helped set you on the path that you're on now. Something that never really leaves who you are. Whatever dread you are dealing with, something of great dread. It's what your people call it.
Mm. Sister. I'm guessing that's from what I got earlier, right? With
Mhm.
yeah,
That's
this sister from Snowstorm.
for your story on the back you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know what your story is because we didn't read
Okay.
those
Yeah.
out,
No.
but it's if you want to point that at me, you can.
Yeah. So I saw shadow cross sun one day, then snow, very very heavy snow, and something rise from snow was looked like my sister, and then she disappeared in lightning, and now I get visions when I play drums. Visions from animals.
You think this the same?
Maybe connected.
How do take back or not at all?
Mm. Do I get a sense from this if it's a good idea to try to take it back or not?
The sense that you got a phenomenal success. Yes, you absolutely get a sense. You need to leave that heart where it is.
We leave here.
And you definitely need to get back and warn everybody, because this is something that you have a feeling that this is not the last time you're going to see something like this.
We hide food, hide meat, move quickly. Get back.
Okay. So,
Warn.
Very, very later. No
Like-
one else find. The
Bumble.
hearts, the essential organs, the hearts, the liver, thing like that.
well, you can't touch those because they freeze
can't-
you. But the
can't
meat
touch-
that you can pull off and like hide, because you've got like a ton of meat, like a literal ton of meat.
Yeah, that's right.
So you can't carry that back as 4 people. You create like kind of litters and kind of drag some of it.
Avoid.
The rest of it, you're
Avoid.
going to hide the thing. You hide it in a basically a running stream of water. It keeps it cold, or you bury it in a snowbank or something. But you need a place where you can come back, and scavengers aren't necessarily going to get to it.
Yes.
I
I
mean,
can. I
even if
hide
it's-
meat.
yeah.
And
So you can make,
we go.
yeah, if you want to do the hide, you can make a intuition plus wit on this one, and we're going
Okay.
to call this and yes, your covert is going to
Okay.
help you figure that out. Nature would also assist you in this one.
Okay. So I got both of those. So
Can I look around with him?
Yeah, absolutely. If you everybody can try to make this roll, because the better it is, the better off you are.
And what did you say we were rolling?
That's going to be an intuition plus wit.
And I have nature.
I got
Okay.
2.
1.
1.
Okay, wait, I get 1 because of nature dice. That makes it a little less
Yeah,
bad.
that's
Okay,
literally that's the only reason I got. Yeah.
Let's do that.
Well, you got a 5 at least here.
Okay,
so you're good.
that was a net 0. I got a
Oh, you got a 4. You got a 4, but that's fine. That's all you needed. Well, you didn't. That's phenomenal success. After a little bit of scouting around, you find a nearby kind of there's a stream that kind of runs off in the ahead of you where you're at, and it's deep enough to kind of hide the stuff in. So you take in a bunch of stones and actually stack it over these stacks of meat, and allow the water to sort of like run over the stones where they're at, and keep it good and cold, so you can come back and get some later.
Refrigerator.
But you do have a you do have on you a enough meat for, well, everybody to eat when you get home, or better than you have in a while.
for after humans discover cooking.
You all cook. Yeah,
Okay, that's good.
I mean, humans have cooked for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caveman, strong, bread good.
Yeah,
So wait, we
Uh,
cook now or
Fire,
we go
awesome.
home?
you go
Home.
home and you would cook at home.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So before, you've been out for a couple of days, but that's not how far you are from home. You've been tracking up and down areas. A direct beeline to home, you'll get home probably, we're going to call it, it was pretty early in the morning, so probably by nightfall.
Okay.
Sunset.
Who is going to be leading the tracking back through to get to the house, or get to your caves?
That's a Jast thing.
Okay, so I would like you to make a intuition plus vigilance, actually, on this tracking, because it's more of a looking out for stuff.
Okay. Is this vigilance where I get nature bonuses on that? Like D8?
You get your vigilance is increased because to D8s because of your nature. Yes.
Okay. I got a total of 2 successes.
Okay. 2 successes. That is enough. You're able to kind of keep watch as you're walking through. You do end up seeing at one point some footprints of the very long-toothed tigers that you generally try to avoid, especially while carrying this much meat, and you're able to kind of like meander on kind of an opposite side to them. And you head further and further, and then when it gets towards the sun is beginning to wane. It's almost to the it's almost over the horizon. It's definitely over the mountains. You get back home. You arrive to the edge of the valley, and specifically to the little place where your group hangs its head and where the chieftain resides to return the meat. This is where the mass cooking is done and where everything can be prepared normally. Um, where'd it go? Though strange, the successful taking of such a large animal, ensuring food and supplies for your tribe, has all of you feeling excited. You have brought back with you what you could carry, and have hidden the remainder of the meat in the nearby cold running stream to protect from scavengers. And after traveling through the day, you approach the valley where you have settled. Excited for the joys a successful hunt brings, you press on harder, and when you finally return to your camp, you are not greeted warmly. You're not even greeted at all. The various caves and stacked stone structures your people have been staying in lie empty. No fires burning anywhere in the settlement. As you walk further into camp, your eyes fall upon the body of one of the camp defenders, who looks to have been nearly cut into.
Mm,
Uh,
he not okay.
he's dead.
Sound
Yes.
alarm.
Very
Teresa.
dead. So, um, was there like a separate living space for like the God speakers? Like, did
Uh,
we all do like the community living thing?
well, you all live in like communities. God speakers tend to live on their own. They tend to be a little bit, or off to the side or do their own thing. They
Little
tend to be a
strange,
little
got
bit,
it.
yeah, they're the weird ones. They're
Well,
socially they're kind of outcastish. Um,
fair.
but you do join everybody for meals and work and all that stuff like normal. There's a main large cave section where the chieftain and his immediate like family and defenders and things stay. That's where you store a lot of your like weaponry, and a lot of your crafts are done in this kind of area. Um, but
Yeah.
the massive like mastodon hide that's been painted and decorated, that's normally hanging over that, has been torn off and entirely. You looking around see numerous other bodies lying around of your people. None of the fires. It looks like none of the fires have been. They're not smoldering. There's no smoke coming from them at all. Uh, and some of the stone structures and stacks that you have that are covered with like hides to keep them warm have been like knocked down or collapsed. Someone has definitely come through here.
Um.
Tracks.
Yeah, I'm gonna start looking for. I'm gonna just like put the meat that I was carrying to the side and try and uh find the chief, I guess.
All right, so I'm gonna have you make a this. We're gonna call this a coordination plus vigilance. You're trying to do a coordinated search. Uh, you you don't have tactics. You don't. Uh, Covert would work here. That's fine. What are you going to do, Jast?
See if there's any survivors.
Okay, Thag.
I'm looking for tracks of what
Okay.
came through.
Thag, I need you to make a nature check. Oh, sorry, Jast, I need you to make the same roll that coordination plus vigilance as Trassa here. And your
Okay, so the same as the tracking to get here.
uh no, it's not. Yeah, no, this is coordination plus vigilance, but you're not getting nature on this one. So
Okay, just regular.
it's just straight D6s for you, yes. Actually, no. You have tactics. Tactics will work here.
Okay.
That's fine. And then, what are you going to be doing?
I ask Bones.
Okay. You just
You use ritual Bones.
Hey.
See. Look for answers.
okay. Make your. We're gonna call it an acumen plus manipulation with occult. What Thag? Did I tell you what to roll? Sorry.
You said it was nature.
Yeah, it's nature. I didn't tell you what to do. I
I
want you to
assume it would be acumen and vigilance for tracking.
for tracking. Yes, you're specifically looking for. Well, no, coordination vigilance is because you're trying to find tracks you know are there, but you're trying to like figure out what happens. We'll call it coordination.
So that's one more dice.
There you
Okay.
go.
Let me know when you're ready.
All right, we're gonna start with Tressa. What'd you get?
That is okay, so just so I'm making sure. So with the vigilance, because I have covert, does that make those D8s or do they stay D6s?
No, they became D8s. So the skills, the skill die. If you have the aptitude, which you do, the skills become D8s.
Okay, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Okay, did you roll your distress dice? Because you do have one. Everybody has at least one at this point.
I rolled a 2 on that.
You're fine. You just if you get a 1, you take a success away. For 2 successes, you immediately go into the massive caves where the chieftain is, and after some searching and looking around, again, all of the fires that were in here are out. You can't really see things that well. You're not getting a lot of light, but you do get to where the chieftain normally sleeps, and you see that his brother has been cut in half by, again, something. You also are noticing on the way a couple of other people seem to have been like hit by clubs or stabbed. There's a couple of spears still sticking out of people that are in here of all ages. And once you get to the end, you also see laying next to the chieftain's brother is the ritual staff of your people, the one with your his grandfather's skull atop of it, the one that settled this land. Has been smashed entirely.
So I'm retching.
Yeah, that is a. Well, one, you get in a minute because Desecration of the Dead is all over here.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
If Ung sees that thing, definitely going to take a minute too. But let's go down to Thag. What did you get?
2 success.
2 success. So Thag, as you kind of like go out to do your search, you see a lot of different tracks of your people, the tracks of feet that are much larger than your people's. You recognize them as giant men tracks. For those at home, those are Neanderthals. And you also see one other strange pair of tracks. It's looks like a cave bear, but you don't see 4 of them like you normally do. It's like a cave bear walking on its hind legs.
Okay.
And you following those cave bear tracks around.
Mhm.
It leads to bodies that have been cut in half by something, very powerful. So, and Ung, what did you get?
1.
1. All right. The ancestors are restless. All you can get from this is something terrible has happened, and you're not. What you're being told is like, I need to go. You need to go find the burial area. You need to find the cairns, and figure out. So, Jast, what'd you get?
3.
3.
For finding survivors.
What I'm trying to, yeah, you find none, and you are pretty well sure. Like you poke your head in everywhere, and you find a lot. But what you do notice is that even with all the people who are gone off hunting and aren't back yet, there's a lot of people here that are missing. You found pretty much, like who you could find in the area, but yeah, there's more people that may have been taken. You're not sure, but you do know they're not here. They could be hiding in the woods, but
So there's more people who are missing than just the ones we've been seeing dismembered around the camp?
Yeah, the ones that have been killed, they not necessarily dismembered. Some of them have been hit by regular weapons or what have you, stabbed by, knives or spears or hit with clubs. But out of the people that you have found, you know that there are other people who should be here and are not.
Yep, this whole situation's very nasty.
And we're gonna go real quick to Ung. So you head off towards the cairns, the burial
Yes.
mounds. And once you get there, you have found that the entire thing has been destroyed. Cairns are usually they're piled up like rocks. Something has gone in here and started tearing bodies out of it. They knocked the rocks down, all the stones, the different you've got little idols and different kinds of leather paintings and stuff have been completely wiped through. Add a minute for blasphemous iconography. Someone has come and corrupted your dead. And you see tracks, the big boot, these big footprint tracks all around this.
Can I tell how fresh those tracks are?
Make a, we're gonna call it acumen plus wit, nature if you have it.
Okay.
Now while he's doing that, Trassa, what are you doing? You've got you've got the scepter. Everybody is dead. You know that the chieftain's brother's dead.
But no sign of the chieftain.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick up the staff as reverently as I can. Because if there's anything to save, might as well. And as many of the pieces of the skull as I can, and wrap them in a cloth that's part of my ritual garb, and tie it, and then just walk out of the cave and try and find others.
Okay. Thag, what are you doing?
I'm kind of excited about the bear claw man thing, because I've always been in hopes I might see strange sights again.
Oh, yeah.
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 So start looking for the direction that those tracks are. I do mention to everyone how many hunting parties out, how many return.
So that's actually something that Jast can answer for you. When Jast, you know that you found there were 4 other hunting parties out. You found remains of people that were in 3 of them. So there may be another hunting party out. You do not know, but they have not returned, and you did not see any sign of them.
Three dead. One gone. Where? I don't know.
How many, from the tracks, can we determine how many other attackers were here?
I would like you to make an acumen plus wit on this one because you're trying to extrapolate information from it this time. With
Okay.
Nature will work.
It's going to be a tough one. But I have 3 successes, so that's
well,
pretty
there
good.
you go. Roll distress dice, please.
Oh, yeah.
How many minutes do you have currently?
I have 1 minute.
You have more than that.
I do?
Yeah.
When
you
were
got
they
a minute.
awarded?
I gave you a minute when you fell from the rock face and took 2
sorry.
damage. You had one then. You got a minute. Everybody gained a minute when you saw the frozen heart in the
Yep, I saw
mammoth.
that. So I have 2 minutes then.
No, you start at 1. Everybody starts
started
at 1
at
minute.
1?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
I did
start
not
at 1
know
minute.
Okay.
Most of us
apologies.
are at 3.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I have
most
3
of you
then.
are at 3.
I have
And
3
then, yeah.
And that's just one distress die, right?
Yeah,
And
at this
my
point,
distress
it's
dice was a 5. So.
Yeah, you can't roll a 5 on a D4.
Oh, it's a D4.
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
sorry. I thought it
D4.
was a D6.
No. Distress
Apologies.
dice are D4s. It's all good.
2.
You're good. Yeah, you roll
Okay.
a D for every point in distress. Every distress die is a D4. If you roll a 1, it takes a success
Okay.
away. That is
Okay.
how you can get catastrophic failures, dropping you below 0.
Okay.
Ooh.
And
Ooh, that'd be bad.
as things get more stressful, you gain more and more and more of these.
Yep.
So
Yikes. Okay, so does that give me 2 distress dice or just I'm still at 1?
at 3, you have 2 distress dice.
Okay, then let me roll one more.
Oh, at
Hold on
3
a
we
sec.
got 2 dice. Okay.
No, at 3
Up.
you have 1 distress dice.
Okay.
My bad. I was at 4. You get your second. My
Okay.
bad.
Okay.
I misspoke. All right.
Yeah, because I got 2 success when I was looking at the tracks as well for how long ago.
Okay.
Okay.
The
So
two
I'm
of you
still
are doing
good.
that. Yeah.
Still
So
good with 3 successes.
you know, how long ago for 2 successes and then 3 successes for where? Right. That was what you were asking.
No, I was asking for how many
How many?
attackers.
How many attackers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. The how many attackers answer is maybe, between a dozen and a dozen and a half, people. It looks like a large raiding party. And then the bear. Also seemed, you don't see any dead Neanderthals here that have been cut in half by the bear, so it doesn't seem to be a chance encounter. The assumption is that they are working together in that you know that this attack happened yesterday, probably in the early evening.
Supper time.
And how many were in the other hunting party? Was it like 4 or 5 people?
Yeah, the other hunting party was a group of 5. That the one you don't know the location of. However, you have seen dead members of the other parties, but not the whole party. You've not found the whole party of each one. So, for all you know, but with the track, actually, two of you've gotten so much on tracks at this point. You actually see that it looks like your people were captured and taken. They were abducted because you see a line of your regular sized human feet next to giant men feet and the bear feet. The bears seem to be leading the way, and they headed off. And it looks like they may have headed off this morning.
They attacked last night and leave this morning.
Yeah.
They destroyed finest warriors we have.
They desecrated cairns.
What chance
bet-
we have? Do we find the other hunting party or do we and get help or do we go after them?
We might be looking for them too. Let's try to meet up.
So
They
what does that mean? Do we go after the other hunting party or do we go after the bad guys that captured our family?
I'm for trying to find support.
Mm.
But we don't know how
Um,
much time our friends and family have either.
Yeah.
Think
Kind of a challenge.
Well,
if the
Well-
other hunting party realizes what happened, they'll be looking. We'll
We
find
can-
them.
We can leave sign for party.
We scrawl an arrow in the direction we're heading to go after the bad guys? To
Mm.
scout for the bad guys? We're not going to
there-
go full rattle on this.
so
is there like a specific sign that our tribe associates to like us as a tribe?
you are a sun tribe. The sun is your one of your symbols. Also, your symbols are the mastodon. There's a couple of mastodon skulls that were I forgot to mention them earlier, but they were hang up like outside of like the chieftain's area. They've been crushed and destroyed. So those are your primary kind of symbols. Though there are you're not literate people. Like you don't really have other than pictographs of some sort. Then yeah, someone.
Yeah, so I'm gonna in the direction of the tracks where the apparent Neanderthals were headed. I'm gonna draw a big footprint, a 2 spears crossing, and an X, and a sun, and then an arrow pointing in the direction of the tracks, of the
Sure.
way that the tracks are going.
So you're leaving sign for them to come after you if they come here. I'm gonna have you roll an acumen plus. What's it? I mean, wit feels like the right one here. Been calling a lot of wit today. gonna mix it up more. Reaction or not reaction? I'm sorry. Acumen plus wit with the cult is going to be what you're doing here.
Okay, cool. I do have a cult. That is 2 successes.
That is enough. You feel that whoever gets back, they'll have a pretty good idea that something has happened and that you've gone after them. It is, however, late, and you have been traveling all day. You can try to travel through the night to make some time up.
No.
So
I'm gonna
they-
vote no.
They did not travel at night.
So
Which
you're a
means-
day behind them, roughly.
Shut up.
They stayed here and left in the morning, which means they don't travel night either. We could catch up.
I say catch up.
We must catch up.
Okay.
Sleep when this is home.
Sometimes better to rest after tragedy, after great sadness, than pursue recklessly. Or pursue without.
We not pursue reckless. We pursue.
I follow.
Okay. So it looks like y'all are going to be going ahead and going through the night here. Who is going to be taking point on the tracking?
Yep. Wait, don't we have do we have another tracker who isn't like the hunter?
The
but
gatherer. The gatherer is also a tracker, and also the scouty type too. So they tend to be quiet and,
Okay, so we're gonna send a scout ahead who is less forceful and less likely to accidentally trigger any kind of trap.
Okay.
Before we step out of the camp, though, one quick thing. There's all these things around the camp, like extra spears, javelins, axes.
Yeah, you can load up. Also, you may want to eat some food.
Oh yeah, no, like
make
I'm
a- yeah.
I'm gonna make a I'm gonna
Now,
make a like low fire.
Sizzle
what-
up, Mastodon.
Actually, yeah, I was about to say we're gonna take a quick, probably 15-minute break while we set up for the next section here.
Okay.
So we will be back we'll call it 11 o'clock. We'll be back. We only have one other small section to get through the first part of this traveling bit and tracking, and then we will close out for the evening and see everybody, and we'll finish up next week. But 15-minute break it is.
We were about to close out now, so I'm excited that there's another segment after the break.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. We're back with only minor technical difficulties. So, congratulations to us.
The
Anyway.
Neanderthals got to the
Hey!
computers.
So,
Oh,
we're
no!
gonna just to let everybody know we're not gonna be doing too much longer here. We're gonna set up for the next little bit, and the group has just figured out that something has raided their home, taken many of their people captive, and killed quite a few others. So, they have decided they need to make haste and try to catch up with these people to see what they can see. And you are, I think, gathering supplies for that upcoming trek.
Gather supplies, make fire, cook food.
I find extra knives. Do we have better than thick hide clothing we can piece together from the, parts of our family?
What I currently have, the reinforced.
That's
kind.
they are so everything is sort of made specifically for you. You may have other clothes here, but you wouldn't necessarily have well, I guess technically anybody who would be part of a war party. So you as a gatherer would have to be part of the defense or whatever. So yeah, I would say you have a reinforced extra thick hide armor that you can swap into if you would like to.
Okay. And
Ancestors.
extra knives, how many javelins can we pull?
We don't worry about numbers. You're gonna have enough javelins. You want javelins? You got
Yeah.
javelins.
Okay.
Refill.
And
the ammo rule for the Midnight World. If you have the weapon, we assume you have the bullets for it.
okay.
The ammo for it, unless you're trying to build something limited, then I would go like you have a scene's worth of ammunition, or you have a,
Okay. Okay.
I make trebuchet.
Extra long spears for everybody, maybe.
yeah, you can outfit yourself with pretty much whatever weapons. You got your war clubs as well. They're solid melee weapons. They do a 3 damage, and they do grievous wounds. Grievous wounds. If you get 6 or more damage to land on somebody, you deal a grievous thing to them, and basically they gain 2 distress die so long as they have that wound. So your bad guys are rolling distress die to.
Oh, wait for the Stonehead Club?
Yeah. Like
Okay,
the
it's
big
currently
Stonehead War Club. Yeah.
it's currently only marked for having staggering.
Is it staggering? Oh, I'm sorry. What was grievous wounds? Grievous is axe. My apologies. I said that wrong.
Yeah, the axe has a wounding ability.
Staggering knocks them out. But staggering would like basically, if you're staggered, you're only able to make 1 action per round. So if you are attacked, you can attack, but you can't dodge at all during that round. You may only dodge 1 attack during that round. So
Does my ritual stave count as a staff?
No, not
you're not
weapon.
allowed. Yeah, not a weapon. It would be an affront to your kind.
Okay,
It's,
that's why I was asking. Okay, so I will grab a staff as well then, I guess.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab a war club and a staff.
Okay. So you now have all of your things kind of gathered around.
I think I'm gonna grab a long spear as well, in
Okay.
addition to the like axe and arrow that I have currently. I'm gonna grab the war spear because this is
Okay.
war.
So y'all have pretty much whatever weapons you need.
Good.
You already have your hunting gear, which includes like your fire making supplies and things like
Bone
that.
tools, stuff
Bone
like that.
tools and stuff like that.
So we make
So-
fire, cook food before leave.
You probably
Yeah.
will need to eat, and you'll probably need something on the way because you were ration light.
Who make fire?
I'll do it.
Fire maker, you are going to be. It's a nature roll, and this is going to be it's a flint thing, so it's coordination plus composure.
Coordination plus composure, and I have nature.
Remember your distress die. I believe you have 2 at this point.
Yeah.
Is that 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is 2 successes.
Okay. That is enough. You were able to, after a few moments, light your kindling on fire, and you take it to where your fire pit is. And as you lay it down in there, your hands just feel really cold for a moment, and you start to like fight against it, but it seems that it feels like the wood that was here froze. It's still like it was in the mid-burn kind of a thing. I explained that poorly, but after a few moments, you are able to get a good light, and it picks back up. And after a few more moments, a roaring fire appears in front of you. But it seems something had affected these fires before. And you can cook your food. All of you know
Now-
how to do this kind of.
So, question: now that we have fire, my solace trigger is resting by a fire.
Absolutely. You have your 10 minutes. If some of you have a solace trigger, you can make a solace check. The way those work is you roll your however many distress dice you have currently. You roll that many distress dice.
Okay.
For every 4 you get, plus 1, remove that many minutes.
Okay.
Actually, cook food.
So I got a 4 on the 1 die.
Uh-huh.
So I
Yeah.
remove 2 minutes.
You remove 2 minutes. Yes.
I am back down to 1. Nice.
All right.
How does that work?
So
What
if
is
your solace trigger, whatever it is on your
Uh-huh.
character sheet, if you have a moment to trigger it, right?
Huh?
You're in a downtime. You roll your distress die, and for every 4 that you have, you add you remove a minute and then +1. So like if you roll 3 4s, you
Okay.
get 4 minutes away,
Not in my case.
Yeah.
So-
but you do automatically lose a minute.
okay.
Like
Okay.
it's 1 plus the number of 4s.
Okay. Because
So-
I ate freshly cooked food. Hot diggity.
Right. Yeah.
Alright, cool.
I am going to take some of the fire, light some charcoal in the offering bowl, take some of the meat from the kill, and offer it to the ancestors with a prayer.
Okay. Make a solace. That's your solace, right?
Yep, that is my solace trigger. I am now down to 1 minute.
I'm gonna start playing my drums just quietly while we're all resting.
Oh no drum. No drum. Silence.
Very quiet.
No. No.
Oh,
This is
fine.
my complete lack of charisma going here. Bad. No drum. No
Fine.
sound.
Fine. Very boring.
Hmm.
Oh, you have still not cleaned up all of the dead here, so desecration of the dead. As soon as it's gonna
Triggered.
be, yes, it triggers.
Oh,
Did we even have time to clean up all the dead before?
No,
It's such a
not
rough
if you decide to leave
situation.
now. That would be a thing if you decided to stick here and go later. But
I'd not go
yeah,
cemetery.
yeah,
I cannot go graveyard.
yeah. You
Again.
can't go around there.
I will not go back.
So
I mean, like, I'll just, yeah, I'm just not, I'm just spending this whole time, like, someone actually has to, like, tell me to eat. I'm so focused on my prayers because, like, there's just dead all around me. Like, no.
Eat body meat.
furiously casting bones.
Eat
So,
body meat. Now.
You spend a good hour or two of rest and respite. You've traveled all day. You killed a mammoth this morning. You got home and you've been dealing with all of this ever since then. You are all very tired, but something keeps you pushing forwards. Something, well, your adrenaline kind of like gets you going. So you're gonna head out. Who is going to be I believe that would be Thag was the head tracker.
B-track.
All right, so this is going to be. I would probably still consider this a.
We bring fire with us?
No.
This is a coordination plus. At night, you had better
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah. Bring torches.
because most of. I'm going to point out most of the stories that your people tell are about how the dark is an evil place to be. And you will
Really?
die if you leave town at night. Like kind of stuff. You have to be really. It's a dangerous place out there.
Yes.
So,
we bring torches.
We're sun people too. Like we literally worship the light. So,
fire is the thing that keeps you from dying from every animal in the dark.
We have Tauntaun cut open.
Tracking this many. I'm gonna say acumen plus wit with nature.
Acumen, wit, nature. So I can replace 1d6 with a d8 because I have nature, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure before I roll. That is 1 success.
Make sure to roll your distress dice with that.
Distress dice. Still 1 success.
Okay. 1 success is enough. You see the footprints have keep flipping to the wrong page, I'm sorry. Yeah, you see that the giant folks and the bear have led your people what you call riseward, which is where the sun rises from, and you head in towards the mountain passes there, which lead out of the valley or out of the mountains and toward a massive taiga of just kind of like flat land and sparse like wood sparse like woods.
Looking out over, do we see any like campfires or anything off in the distance?
Make a. You can't notice anything like right now because you're in a valley, but this is where you're staying, kind of. Basically,
okay.
you live
Did
in
we
the
get it?
valley, but you migrate through the valley. So like you're the only ones here.
So did we get to the taiga or not? Like, because
You're not quite not quite yet.
Oh,
You got to head towards the taiga. So
Okay.
that is the direction they're heading, which is riseward or east.
Okay, gotcha.
So, but they're heading through the mountain passes that way. So you are able to pick a trail and follow them. You have you're tired, and by the end of this trek, you don't run across too much of anything negative. There's some animals out here and there, but they leave you alone. You've got torches. But you get to kind of towards like a stopping point where you need to take like a sit down, and everybody is going to gain the exhausted condition because you are currently exhausted. Shit, need to open it back up. Closed. Oh, no, I didn't. I moved it to the other side of it. Sorry. Conditions. Exhausted. Or fatigued, sorry. Reduce all attribute dice pools by 2 to a minimum of 1. This does not affect your skill die pools. So you've got 3 coordination and a 3 firearms. Your rolls to fire your weapon are instead a 1d6 and 3d8. So firearms, that's the wrong word, but whatever, I'll fix that. So, exhaustion. You are currently, every one of your attribute dice pools is down by 2 until you get at least some rest.
Okay.
Okay, just attributes, not skills.
It's just attributes, not skills. Actually, you know what? I should make you roll for that. This is me testing this, but now I'm realizing I should make you roll for that. So everybody roll a. You will be fatigued if you do not get a success on we're going to call it a resilience plus endurance test.
And was any
and you do add your distress dice to this.
Would any aptitudes help with this?
Athletics.
Okay.
Did anyone get 4 or more?
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Ooh. Yeah, still not a 4 or more, but
Nope. 4 or more.
No 4 or more. 3 or 1 to 3. Get a rating of success.
2.
2. Oh, look at that.
2 as well.
it's still a 3.
So no zeros. Lucky you. You are all doing much. You're all going to be able to kind of get push forward for just a little bit further. And sorry, my entire Discord locked up. Got an auto success. Alrighty.
Whoa.
There we go. Sorry, my Discord locked up for a second. So, you're able to need you to make another quick tracking roll.
Okay.
If you're going to continue to push forward, or if you're going to decide to rest here. It's
Well,
up to
how
you.
much time has passed? We're not really getting a sense of.
Oh, sorry.
time. Yeah.
You've moved. So the moon was like maybe a quarter of the way up. You're looking at the moon is all the way up, so you're looking roughly midnight.
Midnight, roughly. Okay.
The moon's giving you a lot of light tonight, though. On the plus side,
And we're still kind of in like a valley kind of.
you're coming into through some mountain passes leading out of the valley.
Okay.
Towards the east. Yes.
Okay, so let's keep going.
Yeah,
Okay.
So we can see ahead. Maybe we see them.
Yep.
Mhm.
Make another of those, the acumen, wit, nature roll, please, with your distress dice.
Acumen, wit, with distress dice. Come on, guys, pitch in for those auto successes, because I just got 0 success.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You do have seconds you can spend.
How many do I need to spend?
1 to reroll a failed dice, 2 to add a d8 to your roll, and 6 to get rid of all of your distress dice.
And that's for seconds?
Yes.
I will use 2 seconds and reroll 2 failed dice.
Okay, so reroll 2 of those.
Okay, give me 1 second here. Here we go. Still 2 failures and no success.
You
I
can
could
spend
burn.
up to 4 more seconds.
If I spend 4 more seconds, though, that would be to remove a distress dice.
No, you can spend.
Need
You can
6
keep.
slots.
You can keep. You can reroll 4 more dice, or you may roll 2 extra d8 with 4 seconds.
I'll spend 4 seconds and reroll the extra d8.
So roll 2 extra d8.
Here we go. Ah, that's a success. So that's 1 success now. Because I lost
Awesome.
1 from distress dice.
And you're back to 1. That is
And
good
back to
enough.
1.
You
Okay.
have succeeded. The trail was a little bit off for a bit, but you are able to pick it back up. And eventually, you get to the point where it is, you've gone 3/4 through the night. The sun is going to be rising probably soon. And you come to the top of this ridge that you're going to have to travel a mountain pass down to get to the tundra. But you get to the top of the ridge and you can see where over the taiga, where the moon is like shining super brightly, that there seems to be a stirring down there, movement of some sort, a mass of people. You're still a day away from them, or not a day, but you're still quite a ways away from them. You're gonna have to go down this mountain pass, which they've made it through.
So they left at night.
No,
Or
left in
they
the
no,
left
they
in
left
the
in the
morning.
morning. So they had a whole day ahead of us to get out of there.
Mhm.
And
They're
we
also
caught up.
carrying.
So-
There's a lot of them. They're carrying survivors, or not survivors. They're carrying captives and things like that too, slowing them
Mhm.
down.
So did it look like they had stopped at all, or did they keep going through the night?
It looks like they've stopped. And what you're looking at, you can't really tell from this distance. Like it's you're gonna have to get closer. You do see them. You do see a group there. You technically don't know this is them right now.
True.
But you do see a group down there in the moonlight. But they
Pretty
don't.
low
No
risk that
fires.
it's pretty low risk that
Yeah,
it's not
it's a
them,
pretty big chance it's
because
them.
the
And there's
tracks
no
are there and
campfires.
yeah.
There are no campfires at all. The only reason you can see them is because the moon is like shining off of the ice and snow, and they
No.
contrast.
No fire at night. How?
Maybe heart cold, like Mammoth.
Bear
They're-
folk.
Or they are the night terror.
Maybe.
They do not
Mm.
fear such things because they are it.
Hope not.
Mm.
Soon we kill night terror.
I can ask Bones. I'm gonna cast my bones to see if what Jast was mentioning.
Uh-huh.
If I get anything from the ancestors on that.
Make a we're gonna call it an intuition plus manipulation. Called.
Do I get a
Uh,
call? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also going to do the same to see if I get a different answer or a similar answer.
Good opinion.
That's I got 1.
You got one? You're good? Okay. So what you're feeling from what you're getting from the way that you're dropping your bones here and reading them, it's obvious that they want you to push on, that you're close to something. And then what were you, Trasa? What were you throwing?
I got 2 successes to try and figure out if the bear prince and the mammoth's condition were directly related
Um,
as far as like the
the
clarity of
best you
it.
can get is a maybe on
Okay.
that one. You don't know for sure. Wait, were you throwing bones when you were doing this?
Yes.
Okay. So what you're picking up is, yeah, these things are possibly related, but what you're picking up more than anything else is, again, that you should push on, and the sun will rise is the big thing both of you are kind of getting. There will be a dawn. It
Is
will
it
rise again, and you will continue to, like, it's pushing you forward to the dawn is what you're getting.
there's like a sense of urgency about it?
Yes.
Okay.
Push until dawn is kind of what you're picking up from your little questions here.
We attack
Okay.
just before dawn.
We
like.
we walk to dawn.
Okay.
Walk till the sun.
Yeah. So it's gonna take you till dawn to get down the side of this mountain pass. It's gonna take you quite a while. They're probably another, another good ways up. But by the time the sun rises and you're down there, they will be getting up and moving, and they'll be fresh. However, you are able to scramble down the mountain pass rather well, still seeing the same footprints and everything else that you were before, following the tracks quite easily. It's the only way they could have gone, after all. But once you hit the bottom, the sun begins to rise overhead, or begins to rise like from in the direction that you're walking.
Do we
Each of
have
you is,
any sense of cover or concealment on the way in?
yeah. I mean, there's the rock faces is like it leads down into like sparse woodland. Like it's very very sparsed out, like in this area. But you can get behind trees and things of that nature. But they're not going to be able to see you coming from the back necessarily.
Okay.
Because you're.
I wouldn't just be walking with our merry party of 4 through the night to a group of between 12 and 18
Let's
plus
see how well you
giant
do then.
bear-like creature
Yeah.
if I have a choice.
I mean, we can whistle while we go too. I mean,
No,
Yeah,
no,
you
no. Yeah.
All right.
Because they would
Yeah.
just get up from what they're doing, beat the hell out of us, and then we'd be prisoners.
Yeah,
of
you would
death
be
too.
prisoners
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
They would have to turn around to come back quite a ways. The only reason you were able to see them, you kind of lose sight as soon as you start heading down the pass. It's just how high you were. It really is the only reason you noticed. So you feel that, you can't see them, they can't see you, as you get a little ways down. But once you do get to the bottom, there's a bunch of, you kind of set into this kind of wooded area as you step into the as you step towards the end, and your bones and your muscles are just aching. Every part of you screams out that you want to go to sleep, to curl up, but you have to press on. And as the first rays of light start shining through the canopy of the forest in front of you, each of you is momentarily kind of like blinded and blink. And as you look up, you see this single ray of light just shining down, and inside of it are tiny little motes of a brighter light dancing. You're not quite sure what to make of it, but as you look further and your eyes start to adjust, you see that there's an object of some sort sticking up from the ground right in front of you.
I'm gonna try to grab it.
Ancestors send message.
You go to grab it?
Yep.
All right. You run, and what this thing looks like is... Sorry, I closed the thing I needed for it. Or did I? Oh, it's also on the other page. All right. This weapon, which is obviously what this is, looks nothing like your tribe's traditional weaponry. It's some form of spear, and as long as one of your tribal long spears. However, this spear has a strange point, one that is long with a massive jagged barb coming off to one side. It's made of some type of stone that you don't recognize, one that gleams in the sunlight and is harder than any stone you've seen before. The haft is made of wood, though smooth to the touch and perfectly straight. with some sort of tightly wound fiber wrapping around its middle, making it easier to grasp. The motes of light dance around the weapon, glinting off the gleaming tip. As you reach your hand out to pick it up, the sense of cold leaves your body. All fatigue melts away. All of you see a almost burst of light come out of this thing as it's picked up, like Jast's picked up the beam of light shining from above. Everybody in the immediate area of this no longer feels as cold as they did before, and all of you are going to roll a solace roll.
What do we roll for that?
That is your D4s. Your distress die pool, D4s for each point in distress die you have. And then for a 4, every 4 you get, you remove 1 plus the number of 4s you get, is what you remove in minutes.
Okay,
I've
and if
never
we have
succeeded on any of these before. It finally happened.
no distress dice, we don't do anything.
Right. Yeah. If you
Okay.
don't have any stress dice, yeah, you don't make a
Okay.
roll.
Okay.
I am back to 1 minute.
There you go. And this is where we are going to end things for the evening.
Oh,
However,
wait.
What?
I'm kidding. We're going to get towards the end after you're done here. I'm just giving you a heads up.
Can I go down to 0 minutes? Is that possible?
No, you cannot.
Okay. Because I realized I was actually lost a point before around the fire. So
The only way you can go down to you can't actually. When you hit 12, you immediately jump up to 1. You're always at 1 minute. That's kind of how the at least 1 minute as per the rules of the game. But we are going to be finishing up here in a moment. But I'm going to let you know. I'm going to let you take a moment to kind of react to this.
I immediately fall to my knees in awe and start thanking the ancestors for this gift.
I with you, but I play drums.
Really? Near the enemy camp?
It's from ancestors. Have to give praise.
I kill you.
I play softly.
I kill you and I break your drum.
Fine, no drum.
Okay. No drum. Play drum in victory.
Buzzkill.
Lifesaver.
they shine upon
Probably.
us.
All right, so they do. This artifact, this dread artifact, is a Sunspear. The qualities of it, you'll need to. I don't have a thing for this on the sheet. I'll have it next time, but to give you a heads up, its qualities are both armor piercing or penetrating and grievous. So it goes through armor, and when you deal 6 or more damage in a single blow, it deals a grievous wound to whom hits it. It has radiant. It's radiantly warm, so you always feel holding it. You always feel warm. Never feel the ill effects of cold, and immune to the frostbite dread manifestation. It also acts as a safe source of heat or warmth for anyone within 5 meters of the wielder.
Ah, okay. I was gonna say we just pass spear around.
No. Yeah. Everybody else around it, and then you all got respite. When you picked up this artifact, it gave you all the solace roll that was respite.
So we know we're definitely not exhausted then. That's for
You
sure.
are, yeah. If you had, basically, you feel like you have had an entire night's sleep. That is, you feel a renewed vigor, one you've never felt before. You're not sure how long it's going to last necessarily, but you do know that you feel like you could do another mountain climb.
Last longer if I play drums.
No. No
So-
drum.
So
We're gonna end
yeah.
up getting drums banned from our tribe.
Is time and place for drum? Not now.
You know, yeah, drums. You gotta do something.
Hey.
But so we're gonna call it right here. We'll pick up with the little. I didn't want to get too far into the neck. I had to cut it off at a certain point because otherwise we'd be here all night. So thank you everybody for coming. I would and playing. I had fun doing it. Trying to. This is something I'm in a super alpha for, so some of these things are a little bit janky right now. But thank you for helping me figure it out. It's
No problem.
appreciated.
Yeah.
I hope everybody enjoyed themselves.
Love the
And-
setting and like the threats that we're facing are so creative and terrifying. It's lovely.
Yeah, they they feel a lot bigger than ourselves, which is great, especially for a tabletop. So I'm always very impressed with, how you're able to portray those threats specifically. Because this isn't my first game with you. So I'm super excited for the next session.
Thank you. I got to. You'll be tracking some stuff across the tundra for the next session and figuring out a way to hopefully catch up with the others.
The dread is so real. With
Seriously.
with the rest of the tribe being missing and like not knowing what state we'll find them in and when we'll find them and
Yeah, that it's one of those things where like I don't know. When I was thinking about doing this game, there was a lot like I want people to fight a giant sloth at some point. You may end up fighting one. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just haven't stabbed one out yet. I just think it'll be fun to do.
Yeah, but
Like,
I mean, like, we'll be fighting the sloth. The sloth will be just going.
well,
Yeah.
I'm going to let you know that what the sloths do today versus the giant sloth was apparently like the apex animal because it could walk on its back legs and would just toss saber-toothed tigers around and shit. Like they were,
what?
and
Yep.
their claws are like bigger than we are.
Yeah.
Today's sloths, they just
Massive.
survive by being too
That-
useless to eat.
Yeah,
These
that's,
days.
That's how they did it
imagine-
these days. Back in the day,
Imagine the
And then
recompense.
and then humans basically were like, we have long range weapons now, and everything went crazy evolutionarily for a long time. It seems, but anyway, I guess doing the sign off. I'm going to let everybody kind of take a moment to say bye, or do you plug anything that you would like to plug? We are going to begin with Jast.
I'm Pixie. I played Jazz today. This game was fun. I have nothing to plug. I just hope people have a very good night.
Tressa.
I am Arania Stars, aka Raven. I played Trasa today. Go check out my Twitch channel. I play League of Legends, Destiny 2, and yeah, that's it. Have a good night, everyone.
Thrag.
Rag.
Thrag.
Thag.
Oh, Thag. I don't know
Agarog.
what's- I'm sorry.
Thag.
I am getting sleepy.
It's all right. It's all right. Hey, I'm Reed. You can find me at Warrior Streak on social media, on Twitter and other social media channels. And I am the producer behind the Games Tavern. Check out our May charity event, which is a super stream with a lot of famous people coming on board. And we'll be running for 2 weekends and a weekend between for feeding hungry kids. So we're going to feed a lot of hungry kids this in the month of May. Come check us out. Come join us for that massive charity super stream event. We'd love to see you there.
And
Yeah, so I'm Phil. You can follow me on Twitter at UnstableDragonX. You can also catch me every Wednesday at the Games Tavern, where I DM a great group of cast through the world of Eberron. Which
What's the name of the
lots-
show?
Oh, Dirty Deeds. Yes,
Dirty Deeds.
Yep,
Sounds
Dirty
amazing.
Deeds. Yeah,
I'm
no,
really
they
cheap.
they have some they've been doing it pretty cheap, but they actually just got themselves an airship. So they have now taken to the skies and already found what they think might be a traitor on their ship. So we'll see how that turns out this week. They're already talking about pitching them over the side, but we'll see what they decide to do.
7.
I am going to go follow right now.
Hello.
awesome. And I am. Oh, what? Oh, sorry. Anyway, and I am Gavin, one of the developers of Midnight World. Thanking you once again for joining us here on Midnight Monday. We will be running this one unusually for 3 weeks instead of 2, as we have our 2 friends from
The Games Tavern.
the Games Tavern, to join us. I need a script or something. Jesus. To join us. So we're going to be running 3 weeks on this, and we will see you next week, Monday at 9:00 p.m. Eastern. So thanks everybody for coming, and we'll catch you next week.
See you then.
Sweet.
Raid.
Raid, let's
Adrian.
go.
Raid.